Do we want to give it a go?
What are we clapping for? Okay.
I have no idea.
This is going to be great. I can already tell.
Okay. Well, hi everyone
Hi.
who is
Welcome
here.
back.
Wow, such intro. We are so good at content creation.
We are. We're the best podcasters in the world.
The best. The bestest.
We've
Nobody's
even
ever.
got Bud's Life themed lighting.
And I have a treat. Welcome to this episode of Pass the Popcorn, where we discuss the 1998 movie A Bug's Life that we watched as children. At least the last time I watched it, I was a children.
I've not watched this movie in at least 25 years.
This movie was directed by John Lasseter and Andrew Stanton, and it's voiced by Dave Foley, Julia Louis-Dreyfus, and Hayden Panettiere, who does Dot, and
Other people.
other people.
It's a movie.
It's a
It's
movie.
old. It's animated. Did you read about the drama around this movie? That there was like a whole feud between Pixar and DreamWorks?
Is it because of the
Because
ants
of
thing?
ants. I've already forgotten who left and took the idea with them to where, but basically there was a race to finish the movie because someone left. You can look this up on Wikipedia if you're listening. I did. That's where I got all of this information from. I'm sure it's 100% true. Basically, someone left one of the companies and was like, I'm taking this idea with me, and they were like fuck you are, and then they had a race to see who could get the best ant movie out first. And I think Ants
The
came
best
out
ant.
just before. Come back next week for Ants.
Do you want to give us your alternate casting for 2026?
So my impression as soon as Hopper came on was, oh, this is Negan. Like, this is just seasons 7 and 8 of The Walking Dead for kids. So I think Jeffrey Dean Morgan should play Hopper, and I think it would be amazing.
That actually makes sense, yeah. I could see that. Do you want to give us a quick summary, a quick recap of this movie? Of the plot?
Sure. Like I said, it's season 7 and 8 of The Walking Dead for kids. There are ants.
Yes.
And, you know, like ants do, they are carrying things, which we find out that they're doing because the big evil grasshoppers demand an offering. And then we're introduced to Flick, who's a fucking idiot, the worst ant in the world, who ruins it for everyone and makes lots of trouble. But with the help of the circus, he saves the day.
The circus
That's
does.
my summary.
Yep, that's a good summary. That's pretty accurate. I haven't seen Walking Dead, so I can't really judge on that, but I'm gonna take your word for it. Watching this movie again, like 25 years later, I think I know why I dislike grasshoppers, and I believe that Thumper is at the root of all of it.
By the time he showed up, I'd already decided it was just The Walking Dead, so I was like, oh, a zombie, finally.
We open up to this ant colony, like he said, who is gathering food as an offering to the evil grasshoppers. They're in a trail, and at one point,
Horror of horrors.
horrible, a leaf falls.
What should come down from the sky?
But this leaf blocks the path. This scene has like literally no impact, but it's so funny.
It's so funny and such a mood. Like,
Such a mood.
Such a
I
fucking
wrote,
mood.
The leaf in the path is me versus any minor inconvenience.
genuinely, lol the leaf panic mood. Need someone like Mr. Soil to come rescue me. I need a Mr. Soil to come and be like, it's fine, we're walking around the leaf. Don't panic. Take it slow. You know, that's the energy I need in my life. I need a Mr. Soil.
Yes, I also like how Mr. Soil mentions that this isn't as bad as the twig of 93.
93, beautiful. So good. So, yes.
Amazing. Obviously, this is all being supervised by the queen ant with her aphid dog.
I also enjoyed the A.
It was so cute, but I was very conflicted because as someone with many a plant in my apartment,
Yeah, fuck
I
aphids.
hate aphids, but this one was so cute. We are introduced to the queen and her two daughters, Princess Ada, who is getting ready to take over for her mother as queen, and little tiny baby Dot, who is such a mood.
I think Dot and Hopper are the best characters in the whole movie. He's a very good villain.
Yeah, that's true. He is a very good villain.
Dot is the best non-villain character,
Yes.
and Hopper is really good as a villain despite the unfortunate casting.
Yeah. Ada is such a mood as an older sister. Literally all the pressure. Meanwhile, your younger sibling is just existing.
Yep, just having a good time.
And then we're introduced to the protagonist as he nearly kills the princess, which would have made for a very different movie. He has this invention, which is kind of like an ant lawnmower type thing.
Yeah, like a kind of wood chipper lawnmower chainsaw kind of thing.
To gather grain, and all it does is really take twice as long.
I love this movie, but Flick is fucking stupid and fucking annoying.
It was
do not
so
like
stressful.
Flick. Genuinely so stressful.
He has a new invention, and given everyone's reaction, this is not the first time that he comes up with an invention that does not work particularly well and almost kills the princess. So people yell at him, and then he goes off. But Dot loves him. Dot is super impressed. The grasshoppers are on the way.
They're here!
Everybody goes into hiding in the roots of the tree.
Except for Flick.
I knew what was coming, but this scene was so stressful. Flick goes to empty his contraption on the rock altar kind of thing.
Okay, but to be fair, in Flick's defense, why did you put it in a leaf on a rock on top of like, why did you put it in the most precarious place you possibly could?
Yeah.
If it's that important, put it somewhere safe.
Also right on the edge. This wouldn't have happened if it was like 2 feet further.
Right.
in.
These ants do not have common sense.
The worst happens. Flick's contraption sends...
Hello, Fredo.
the entire pile of food tumbling off Ant Island and into the singular puddle.
Right, there's no other water either. They're
No,
like,
that's
where's the worst possible place you could put this very important stuff? Right here.
Flick knows that this is bad, and he runs to go alert the princess and the queen. They won't listen to him. They're all very tense. They're waiting for the grasshoppers. The food isn't there. The grasshoppers are pissed off. The grasshoppers come crashing down into the anthill. This grasshopper mafia, they threaten to eat Dot. Feed Dot to Thumper. We are introduced to Thumper, which is a horrifying concept of a creature. The grasshoppers want more food, so the ants who were now supposed to be gathering food for themselves will have to be gathering food for the grasshoppers as well. I believe twice as much, even if I'm not mistaken. And they have a month to do so before the rainy season begins. And so obviously everybody is mad at Flick.
Rightfully so, because
Right.
despite their questionable infrastructure, it is still his fucking fault.
It is. Because of this, the council is sentencing Flick for his crime. Or, like, they're debating how to sentence him. And he comes up with the idea to branch out and get help from other bugs to fight the grasshoppers.
They have a little debate about like no, don't let him do it. And they're one of them's like, wait, yes, send him, then he won't be here fucking things up for us. And then suddenly everyone's like, what a great idea, you should go and find other bugs. Okay, bye.
Yeah, exactly.
My first thought was the Mr. Bean movie, where they're like, let's send him to the US so he's not here.
And, like, the way life happens to Flick is very relatable.
It is. Maybe this is it. Maybe the reason I dislike Flick so strongly is because I am Flick. I am also a terrible ant.
Like you said, Flick gets basically exiled. I mean, he doesn't realize that he's getting exiled.
He's soft exiled.
It's a soft launch of exiling. Hard launch comes
He
later.
goes like flying on a dandelion.
Also has like a little leaf cap, which is very cute.
Very cute, very cute.
He goes on his merry way. And then we meet the other bugs. We meet Hot Spider, question mark.
Hot Spider is right though. Like, what is it with these like early animation films? Well, I mean, I don't know. Maybe they still do it, where they deliberately animate some of the characters to be hot. It's like it's a spider. There were some moments in this movie which are like for the adults, where I was like, really?
We are introduced to Hot Spider, Heimlich the caterpillar, Slim the stick insect, who is such a mood. He says that he always gets cast as the broom, but in this scene he's a flower, and his line is, I'm a flower with nothing interesting to say.
He's such a mood.
Then we have the hot moth, who is named Gypsy. Unsure how I feel about that, but again, this was 1998. We will be referring to her as Hot Moth from now on. She's also married to Manny, the praying mantis, which feels a little bit problematic. Although, I guess he's a male praying mantis, so it's okay. He's not gonna decapitate. Isn't it just the females that decapitate?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't they
so
decapitate the men? I don't know how praying... I need to look this up.
They are all employed by a circus flea who is insane. And and a pyromaniac.
The bug circus was delightful, I thought. I particularly enjoyed the fireflies with the cones on their butts doing the stage lighting.
They were so cute. My favorites, probably because they are literally us, is Tuck and Roll.
That's also like, oh yeah, okay, here we are. Here we are. That's definitely us. That's definitely us. I didn't know how to feel about the ladybug.
Yeah.
I was like unsure if this was a nice story about an effeminate male ladybug coming into himself, or if it was meant to be kind of like, haha.
It can either be really insensitive, or you can choose to see it as a trans woman discovering herself.
Maybe. I really wasn't sure what to make of that. I'm obviously seeing it from today's life. We'll choose to see it the good way.
I wrote that I don't remember the beginning of this movie being this stressful.
It was so stressful.
Between Flick, who gets rid of all their food.
Flick fucking up every single thing that he does ever.
And then the flea setting his cast almost on fire. Well, himself, actually.
He says leave if you have a weak constitution or something, and I wrote down, I do have a weak constitution. This is stressing me out.
Looking back, some of the plot lines are so stressful that as an adult, I'm like, how did I survive this? And apparently we didn't. We have anxiety now.
Like, between this and the Mr. Bean movie.
The flea ends up accidentally setting himself on fire. They get the timings all wrong. That's when the spectator flies yell, burn him again!
Burn him again! I also wrote that down.
It's us at the end of Midsummer. We switch back to Flick, who is now arriving at the city. And I like how he tells himself to not look like a country bug. He looks like the most tourist of tourists. With his little cap and his little backpack.
And the little, like, bedroll thing. It's cute.
It's so cute.
I enjoyed the Bug City. I liked that the traffic lights were like a firefly going between the fairy lights.
And the buildings are like books and boxes. And also there's a Lion King billboard. It was really cute. I loved it. There is a homeless grasshopper, unhoused grasshopper. I don't really know what we're supposed to be saying nowadays. It's awful. He has like a sign, "Kid, pull my wings off," and it's just like, oh my god, this is horrifying.
Yeah, terrifying.
He asks for directions, and there's this mime pill bug type thing, just kind of miming after.
I love.
It's just so cute.
Such a mood. I'm always surprised in hindsight by how dark some of these kids' movies were.
Yeah.
Even from the beginning when the grasshoppers come in, I'm like, ooh. Okay.
Right, like they threatened to feed Dr. Thumper. It's like, okay.
Oh my god.
So Flick heads to this dive bar for tough bugs to look for help to beat up the
such
grasshoppers.
A fucking idiot. I love this movie, but fucking idiot.
Someone is serving the poo-poo platter.
Oh no.
And then don't they essentially murder a slug?
Yeah, with the salt. He's like, I said no salt, and he's like foaming at the mouth. Jesus Christ.
Very dark start of the movie.
It is. It really is.
The circus troupe, who has actually recently been fired, are having drinks of water droplets, which I find so funny. They're discussing their predicament when flies walk in. The two flies that were harassing Francis before, they walk in with this massive fucking fly, who they refer to as our pal, Thud. The massive fly and his two fly friends walk over and they want to fight Francis. So the circus troupe does what they do best, is they put on a show. Slim, the stick insect, is used as a sword. Swing, swang, swung around. And he says, swish, swish, clank.
I know. I think I wrote that down too because it's so good.
And obviously Flick,
being a stupid fucking idiot.
Yeah, he's like, oh my god, these are warriors. The show that they try to put on doesn't work. They run away by taking the whole tin can with them. They just roll the bar away. Murder just about everyone that's in the bar. A mix-up happens. Basically, Flick believes that the bugs are warriors, and the bugs believe that Flick is a talent scout. Nobody thinks to actually ask the other.
Nobody at any point thinks to clarify any of this. They're like, yeah, are we? Okay, great, let's go.
You'd think that on the trip, they'd be like, so what are we actually doing? Unfortunately,
Flick ends up talking to Dumb and Dumber, aka us, and nobody understands anything, which...
I love how they're just like...
Which, if you think about it, if you put us in that situation, Exactly the same thing would happen.
Back at the colony, the ants are collecting food, they're exhausted, there's not enough food, they're fainting, it's dire.
It's, like I said, it's dark, right?
Admittedly, this is a very dark take and would have made a different movie altogether, but why didn't they just sacrifice Flick to the grasshoppers?
If Flick had any honor, he'd have sacrificed himself to the grasshopper.
That is true. They sent him off into the wild, which they said themselves was essentially suicide because there's snakes and birds and bigger bugs. So they were kind of assuming that he would die there. So it's like, why didn't you just be like, hey, look, it's his fault, eat him? This took a turn.
We're good people.
We're so good people.
I have a whole paragraph about how mad I was that in the end Flick's gonna get the girl, even though he's a fucking idiot, and that this kind of messaging is part of the reason men these days are so entitled. If you think about it, right, Flick, from the princess's perspective, is completely useless, fucks everything up, has basically condemned the whole colony to die, almost killed her himself, and he's just following her around being all like, oh, ha 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 ha, princess, oh my god, oh my swoon. Go away, leave her alone.
That's what we were taught as children. We should hate other women, and if you pester a girl enough, she will fall in love with you.
I don't know where this rant came from. I guess he was fawning over the princess and it annoyed me a bit.
Turning a Bug's Life review into a feminist rant. Meanwhile, Dot, the only one who believed in Flick, she's waiting for him to come back. They arrive, they land, and everyone's just like, what the fuck? He brought 7 bugs. How is that supposed to...
Is that enough? Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're warriors.
The miscommunication was stressing me out so much. First, we lose the food, then the whole pyromaniac circus, and now the miscommunication, and you just know what's gonna happen, and it's so stressful.
I can't remember what the trope, so I think it's just called Liar Revealed, is the whole genre of movie. That always stresses me out because you know it's coming, you know it's going to be horrible, but just the whole fact that you know that everyone has got completely the wrong idea.
It's very stressful for people with anxiety. So Flick tells the ant colony, these are the warriors who are going to help us defeat the grasshoppers, and the troop, I believe...
Slowly, they're kind of starting to be like, hang on a minute.
Ant colony puts on a massive show for them. The second grade class puts on a very barbaric show, and also paints a very barbaric mural.
I love it so much. The ant babies, adorable. The show, wonderful, fantastic. The mural where they were like, we painted one of you dead because our teacher said it would be more realistic. Fantastic. No notes. Love it.
The troop catches on about the warrior thing and lets Flick know that there's been a mistake, and he realizes that he's messed up. And then they go have a classified talk in the DMZ. They kind of discuss the whole misunderstanding. I wrote, like, why is he getting mad? He's the one who assumed they were warriors. Nobody said they were, I mean, they did say they were warriors, but, like, for an ant. Yeah. He didn't go up to them later and confirm, are you warriors? Will you help me fight grasshoppers?
The lesson here is always get a contract and read it before you sign.
Yes.
This could have been avoided with proper paperwork.
All of this would have been solved if they literally just exchanged one sentence with each other. Flick's solution is that he'll come up with a plan, because those have all worked so well for him before.
You can't fault his optimism. But then again, is this really the kind of messaging that we should be giving children? If at first you fuck everything up, continue to fuck everything up again and again until someone exiles you? I don't know. Maybe we should teach kids that sometimes it's okay to admit that you fucked up and stop trying and let someone that knows what they're doing deal with it.
Right, because if he'd literally just been like, okay, I fucked up, I'm sorry, I'll help you guys get more food, this whole thing would be a non-issue. But then there also wouldn't be a movie. The circus troupe is like, we are leaving, we cannot do this, we are not warriors. Flick tries to go after them and stop them. Dot tries to go after Flick, and they end up in the dried up river. And there is one of my favorite characters of the movie, the bird.
I so love the bird. I also wrote, oh, a bird.
She's so
such a pretty bird.
Dot almost gets attacked by the bird because she does the thing with the dandelion that Flick did at the beginning.
Yes.
And then she almost falls to her death, but Francis saves her. Meanwhile, the queen and Ada and a bunch of other ants have followed, so they're witnessing this whole thing. I did wonder, the queen and Ada can both fly. Why are they not going to save their daughter/sister?
Because women are helpless and need to be saved by men.
True.
Even if the men are fucking useless.
If the men are fucking useless, we get a trans ladybird. Francis saves Dot, but they plunge down in cracks of dried mud. I wrote down that Francis is having a 127 hours moment, because he gets...
No!
Francis has a leg squished by a rock while the bird is trying to peck at them. Dot, however, does manage to save him. No limbs cut off in this one. Heimlich and Slim attempt to distract Mr. Earlybird.
A nice tasty worm on a stick!
Meanwhile, the others are trying to save Dot and Francis. Heimlich gets stuck in a crack because he is
Help, I'm stuck! I've written all of his lines down because he's so funny to me.
He's so funny. Hot Moth swoops in and power move scares the bird off with her wings.
Sexy, sexy wings.
Yes, they made it. All the ants cheer and applaud. They all go back to the anthill because Francis is injured. He's got his leg up in a cast, but he is now the hero of the ant scouts. And they all have little ladybird bandanas, and it's so cute. Flick and Ada have a heart-to-heart. They both have pressure on them, but I feel like Ada's is more justified because she's literally the princess and she's going to take over for the queen very soon. Meanwhile, Flick is like, if you just stopped.
This is the thing, right? Ada's obviously very anxious, and Flick gets away with far too much, I feel.
Yeah.
Whereas Ada just has to suck it up, and I feel like that is the difference between being a boy versus a girl with mental health issues when you're growing up. Not to politicize this lovely ant movie.
Ada mentions that they were so brave for facing a bird. Even Hopper's afraid of birds. You couldn't have mentioned this earlier. But Flick then has yet another cunning plan. They're gonna build a bird.
This one's actually not a bad plan.
I actually love this plan.
I think it's great.
It's so cute when they build the bird too.
I know, the bird they built is so pretty, and I kind of want to make one myself out of like paper.
Yes! The troop ends up agreeing to help because they love attention. Parentheses, same. All the while, Francis, who is still recovering, he's babysitting and he's teaching the ant children to play poker, which I Flick and Ada are crushing on each other the entire time. Girls, stand up. You can do better. You're royalty!
Right!
The only thing royal about him is that he's a royal fuck-up.
He's a royal fucking pain in the ass. Girls, I need you to know we can do better.
Know your worth.
Know your worth. I know that collectively we've all been receiving this messaging for our entire childhoods / probably most of the rest of our life, but we can do better.
We can. We go over to the grasshoppers. Hopper's brother, Molt, has the idea to not bother going back to Ant Island, which Hopper does not like. Hopper's like, absolutely not. Otherwise, they will think that we are weak, and they will inundate us because there's 100 ants to a grasshopper, apparently.
We don't see that ratio at all.
Hopper is mad. He's on a warpath, and they start heading back to Ant Island.
They keep saying, let's ride, even though they're flying and not riding anything. Which just makes me think of Charlie XCX. I'm confused, because I'm like, ride what? I don't get it.
We're back at Island, and somebody is talking to the Black Widow, the spider, hot spider. She's like, and that's how my 12th husband died.
So I'm a Black Widow.
Yeah. Ma'am, did you murder your husbands?
I think that's supposed to be the implication.
Yeah.
Which I respect. Spiders are true feminists.
They get it.
They get it.
We're back, and they're actually having a party, which I found interesting because 2 scenes ago, they were dying of hunger and exhaustion, and now they're having a party.
Everything's fine.
Everything is fine. They've built the bird. The troop ends up changing their minds, and they decide to stay and help fight. The alarm gets sounded during the party. It's not the grasshoppers, it's the flea circus. Fucking PT shows up and can't shut the fuck up and outs the troop as performers.
And then suddenly the amazing plan with the bird is not an amazing plan. I'm like, hang on a minute, you built the bird, you all thought it was a great idea, and now suddenly it's not a good idea?
Exactly. What you said. They built the bird. They were so convinced that this plan was genius, but now that they find out that the troop is actually a circus troop and not like a warrior troop, they're like,
oh, this
is
will never
a stupid
work.
plan.
Forget the bird ever happened. Let's all just get ready to die now.
Right. That doesn't change the fact that Hopper is still definitely afraid of birds.
Right.
Just because it's a circus bird.
I did not understand the logic here.
No, neither did I. Plus, like, what are the options? Just give it a go.
Right. Exactly. What's the worst that could happen? Like I said earlier, these ants do not have common sense. Like, first you put all your food in the dumbest fucking place, and now you're tossing a perfectly good plan out the window because the guy that came up with it is a fraud.
This time they hard launch Flick's exile. Him and the troop head out while the colony just kind of waits for their demise.
These ants are very defeatist, aren't they? Flick's a fucking nuisance, but at least he tries.
That's
the rest
true.
of them are just like, I guess we'll just die then.
The grasshoppers are incoming. The ants don't have enough food. Hopper takes the queen hostage, while the other grasshoppers like go on a rampage for food. They capture all the ants. Meanwhile, the kid ants go to their clubhouse to hide out, end up overhearing other grasshoppers talk about Hopper's plans to murder the queen. He wants to squish her.
Yeah.
Just kind of gruesome. Dot goes to get help.
Dot is the only ant who isn't a fucking bitch baby coward. That is the exact note in those words.
That is accurate. She also runs into Thumper on the way, and he is absolutely terrifying.
Horrible.
She falls to her death yet again, but her wings come in. Turns out that she doesn't fall to her death
I'm
after
so
all.
proud.
Yet again. Off she goes to find Flick and the others.
Flick, who is having a pity party, crying to the circus about how he's a fucking fuck up and he can never do anything right.
And he is correct.
And he is correct.
Dot catches up with them, tells them everything that's happened. How did none of the ants think, you know what? Release the bird. We're getting attacked. Our queen has been
Right.
taken hostage.
They don't.
Let's go.
These ants are dumb. Ants are stupid.
Flick has given up, so Dot brings back that rock seed analogy, which has the other bugs being like, why is she giving him a rock? Like, it must be an ant thing. This analogy convinces Flick, and he's like, you know what? I am a tree. I'm going to go back, and I'm going to save the colony. So they turn the car around, tie up the flea, take him hostage, and they go help save the queen and the colony. The plan is to cause a diversion with the bug circus. Kind of like, oh, we are here, we've been hired to provide entertainment for you grasshoppers. The grasshopper cartel is distracted. The ant scats climb the tree to get to the bird. With a cunning sleight of wing, they steal the queen back. At the same time, we also hear that rain is on the way. The mission is a go. They get ready. Perfect timing, because that's when Hopper notices that the queen is missing.
Dun, dun, dun.
The bird scares them. The ants run free and the grasshoppers flee. Look at me and poet. So good. They're all panicking. Meanwhile, the ants and the other bugs, they're putting on
It's so
a show. They're taking little berries and making it look like they're all bloodied and dead, which is
Beautiful.
amazing.
I love it.
Again, first we thought this was a good plan. Then, because we found out that they were part of a circus, we thought it was a bad plan. And now we're like, nope, it's okay. This plan is good again.
Let's just do it. Yeah.
Let's just do it. It was a good plan from the get-go. I don't know why they had this moment of, this is a shit plan. Unfortunately, the bird collides with the caravan, which sets PT free, and he immediately goes to set fire to the place, which is also so stressful. Because
So
this
stressful.
would have worked if not for
Perfectly.
this fucking flea. The bird catches fire with children on board.
With children in it.
Thankfully, everybody survives. Hopper catches on that the bird isn't real. He rounds on Ada, but Flick stands up to him. Thumper then beats the shit out of Flick while everybody watches and nobody does a thing. Which, valid, to be honest. I mean,
He had it coming.
we've seen how Flick has been. Doesn't he have like this moment of defiance where he's like, I will stand up to you, and then
Yeah.
the ants are like, oh wait, actually, there are more of us than there are grasshoppers.
He's like, you need us.
Yeah.
We don't need you. We're not meant to serve the grasshoppers.
They fight back. Most of the grasshoppers, the ones that hadn't fled before, flee now. They capture Hopper, and they're about to cannonball him out of there when rain
Brilliant.
starts. They start panicking. Hopper gets yeeted out of the cannon, and he flies off. He grabs Flick, and the troop goes after them. Ada goes to rescue Flick from Hopper's
Because she
grasp.
remembers that she has wings.
Yes, the pill bugs snap one of Hopper's antennae. Flick has another cunning plan, and they basically lure Hopper to the bird's nest. And Hopper suffers an extremely gruesome death, which we don't see, but we can imagine.
Very well done, actually.
It is. Hopper gets essentially fed to the bird's chicks.
The adorable little
Adorable
chicks. So
chicks.
cute. So cute. I was like, oh.
As a concept, though, this is an insanely gruesome death for a children's movie.
It is. I love it.
That's the end of the movie. The villain gets fed to the birds.
Yeah.
I believe Hitchcock made a movie about that. And then the epilogue is basically all the ants are now using Flick's invention from the beginning,
Because everyone changed their mind.
because now it's suddenly a good invention, and they've learned to store their food differently, and also they don't have to collect food for the grasshoppers anymore. The colony is gathering to say goodbye to the circus troupe that Malt has now joined, which I love.
Yes!
That. I love Malt.
Yes! I was excited. I was like, oh my god, yay.
Flick and Ada are dating, apparently. There's a surprise coronation. No jazz hands, although some of them are cheering.
Is it really a coronation if there aren't jazz hands?
We get Heimlich as a butterfly. And then, I don't know whether you watched long enough into the credits.
I did.
We get animated bloopers, which is the only kind of bloopers I can get behind because there's intent in them.
I heard when I was researching after I watched that the animated bloopers were so popular that after it had been out for a little while they actually added more while it was still in cinemas to get people to come back and see it again, because people weren't necessarily wanting to see the movie again, but
they wanted to see the
blooper credits were so popular.
That was the story.
That was
All's well that ends well. My
All's well
verdict
that
for
ends
this
well.
one was I would buy the stale circus popcorn that gets
Same.
mentioned
Yes.
at the beginning.
I would buy the stale circus popcorn. I love this movie.
Yes. There's
Despite-
some bits that are questionable and that haven't necessarily aged well, but again, this movie's almost 30 years old.
He's here.
It is
Hello,
Freddie.
handsome. Hi. I've seen a lot of people saying that it's anti-capitalist commentary, except for that one article that I sent you, because I thought that it was so funny that someone was saying, like, actually, it's not anti-capitalist, it shows all the pitfalls of socialism. And I'm just like, guys, it's about ants.
I'm sure you could argue all the ants are gathering food for one dictator and then they're basically left to starve. And also there's mention of the DMZ, so it's like, okay, I
I'm
see
sure
North
like there
Korea.
was some of that intention in there, absolutely, yes. Do we need to get quite so wound up about it? I don't think so. But yes, it's there. It's there, and you could debate what side it falls on. I mean, ultimately, it was made by a giant corporation, so which I think actually is a good segue into some of the reviews that I found. Because I'm gonna read you my favorite one first. It's 4.5 stars. An anti-imperialist anthem highlighting the importance of armed resistance and controlling the means of production. Comrade Flick will go down in history. Ants are not meant to serve grasshoppers. Fuck 'em.
Okay, George Orwell.
That's my favorite. And another one, 4-star reviews. Had a massive crush on Flick when I was young because he was so smart, charming, and passionate. We can do better, girls. Please. Better.
Why would you crush on Flick when Slim is right there?
Right? This is what I'm saying. I mean, hello, Rosie.
Also, yes.
Hot Moth.
Hot Moth.
There are plenty of better characters. This one is 1 star. Just go watch Ants instead.
This is a DreamWorks agent.
1 star. I used to be one of those people who would safely transport bugs outside if I found them in a space where they were unwelcome. Used to be.
Wow, we're going deep. We are watching Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind.
Okay. That's a contrast.
Luna was like, enough of your shenanigans.
Bug's Life.
Bug's Life.
Takeaways. Capitalism bad. Girls can do better.
Yeah, we hope
We
you
hope
enjoyed
you're
it.
still here. Thank you.
Like,
if you
comment,
are,
subscribe.
for the algorithm.
Yeah. And
Tell
also
your
because we're
friends.
hilarious. If you have any movie recommendations, comment them somewhere. YouTube,
If you have
Instagram.
any movie
Send them-
recommendations or
Send them
hot
via
takes.
carrier pigeon. If you have movies that we should watch, that Luna should pick out for us.
Yes, if anyone agrees or disagrees with my theory that this movie was just The Walking Dead for children.
Yes, let us
me
know.
know.
Okay.
Okay, bye.
Bye!